Hello guys, we have a 6-game NBA slate for December 2nd for this Monday. Starting off at point guard, Trae Young at the top. He's going to be the most expensive point guard on the slate, 10.5k against the Warriors. It is a very nice matchup. The pace is great. Playing at home, he plays really well there. And just the matchup now without Draymond Green, who's just been announced that he's going to be resting for this game, that definitely the Warriors defense is going to take even bigger of a hit. And Trae Young has just been playing massive minutes, even in blowouts too. And he's just the main guy here. He has to do a whole lot. He's the guy that's going to be carrying this offense. So even though at his highest price tag of the season, I think that he's definitely very much in play. Going to be one of the best spend-ups, at least for me. Ben Simmons, 8.3k against Utah. I don't really like to play Ben Simmons when there's a very good presence down low. Rudy Gobert is a phenomenal rim protector, so Ben Simmons doesn't have as easy of a lane to get in there. Obviously, Gobert's going to be dealing with Embiid, but Simmons, he's a guy that definitely has triple-double upside no matter what the matchup is. But just because it's a short or 6-game shorter slate, there's not as many options, and when you have a guy that's at 8.3k who has over 50-point upside, I think you have to at least consider him. Next, going to be Devontae Graham, 7.2k against the Suns. This is a nice matchup because with him starting, he's going to see his usual high mid-30s in minutes, and he's a guy that's been fairly consistent. He's going to probably get you at least 30 DraftKings points with a ceiling of 50, and 7.2k in a pretty nice fast-paced, high-scoring matchup. 7.2k is definitely a price that I'm willing to pay, even though it's highest. It's been pretty high compared to where he's been. Next, 6.7k Ricky Rubio against Charlotte on the other side. This guy has triple-double upside as well. Obviously, he's not the same kind of rebounder. He's just not as big as Ben Simmons or some of these other players, but Ricky Rubio is a phenomenal passer. He can definitely score the ball. He's going to be playing into the 30s in minutes. His price is 6.7k, very fair, and it's the same great matchup. He's a very good steals guy. He hasn't been getting them lately, but he's also dealt with some injuries. So if he's perfectly fine for this game, which he should be, as of now, he should be able to play his usual minutes, bearing foul trouble, and I think 6,700 is definitely a very fair price to pay for him. So I really like Rubio. And then next going to be Mike Conley, 6k, just because of the price. He hasn't been that great this season. He seems to be kind of on a minutes limit, like in the low 30s. But in a tougher matchup, it is a back-to-back against Philly. I think that they definitely could rely on their stars a bit more. So Conley, Mitchell, some of these guys are going to have to do a whole lot more. And so I think that Conley, because of the price, is definitely in play. Next going to be Thomas Satoransky, 5.3k. He's been playing pretty well. He's usually a guy that goes pretty low owned. His minutes aren't that consistent because Kobe White, Chris Dunn, a lot of these other guys, the Bulls can definitely go to if Sato isn't playing that well. But this guy definitely is a very fantasy-friendly player. He's able to contribute in a variety of ways. So 5.3k, a guy who takes a good amount of shots and does pretty much everything on the court. He's a pretty nice play and always going to be low owned. Kai Bowman, 5.1k, and Trae Young defense. This is pretty nice. Without Draymond Green, he's going to be probably starting at the point guard position. Maybe some foul trouble risk, but definitely not something that I'm going to be worried about. He should see 30 minutes with the potential of seeing high 30s, and he's a guy that definitely can catch fire. One game against the Pelicans, he was shooting the ball very well. So he's a very capable shooter. He's going to be handling the ball a whole lot, and he actually has been getting some steals, so that's nice to see. And without Draymond, there's definitely a whole lot more usage to go around for everyone. So Kai Bowman, 5.1k starting, probably a good play. And then with the Grizzlies having a lot of injuries, this could open up Anthony Melton. He played really well on Sunday. He probably isn't going to be doing that because he's not a triple-double guy, but he did a whole lot, and he did not shoot well. So if his rebounds and assists aren't there, which they probably won't be this high in this matchup, Indiana is a much better defensive team and a little bit slower than Minnesota. And also it's a back-to-back, and we got to wait about Memphis about all their injuries. But if he just shoots a little bit better, he can definitely make up for it. And he's only 3.4k. He seems to be splitting minutes with Tyus Jones, but Jones probably will play a little bit more because he is the starter, and the matchup is a little bit more of an advantage for Tyus Jones compared to like what they had in Minnesota with Jarrett Culver, and it's Brogdon, so it's more of like a shorter guard. But Melton still, if all these injuries are still there, I think Melton still can play 20 minutes, and he is definitely a capable guy of returning value. And then Dennis Smith Jr., 3.2K. If Frank Ntilikina is going to be out, he did leave the game early on Sunday. DSJ should be able to play, should be able to start even, and see some pretty good minutes. There's definitely a lot of blowout risk here against the Bucks. Also, it's a blowout for a back-to-back for the Knicks. But with a lot of these guys, especially the guards out for the Knicks, DSJ is gonna have to play the minutes, and he's a guy that definitely has the talent to fill it up, even against a tough defense in Milwaukee. Milwaukee will be without Brook Lopez, so that's a hit to their shot blocking. So those are some cheap guys that we have at point guards. There's definitely some stars scrubs appeal to this slate. Shooting guard's going to be Donovan Mitchell, 7.8K to start off. The same thing with how some of these other games go for the Jazz. In tougher matchups and probably closer high-scoring games, Donovan Mitchell takes a whole lot of shots. Like, he just starts jacking them up 20 plus, close to 30 shots. And this is definitely a matchup that he could do that. It is a back-to-back, so there's some concern, but with a blowout on Sunday, minutes weren't as high as they used to be, or as they usually are. Mitchell's a guy that definitely can put it up. His price is very fair, 7,800. This is not a good matchup because Philly has a very nice defense, but his price is there. It's pretty affordable, so I like Mitchell for some tournament plays. And then next is going to be Bogdan Bogdanovic, 6.2K is the Bulls. This is going to be a slight pace-up spot because the Kings have been playing really slow to start the season, and his salary without De'Aaron Fox is just dropping. His minutes seem to be limited, but he has been hurt recently, so that's probably as a result of that. But in a better matchup since Boston, Philly, Denver, slower pace, tougher defenses, this is definitely a matchup that Bogdanovic can put up like 40 plus because he hasn't been shooting well, but he's still getting the shots. And with a few games down after his injury, I think that he definitely could creep up over 30 plus minutes. And he's a guy that's going to be ball handling a whole lot without Fox, and he can definitely score the ball. He's a very talented player, so 6.2K in this spot, playing at home where he also plays better, I think is going to be one of my favorite plays for this slate. Next is going to be Alec Burks in a very nice matchup against the Hawks without Draymond Green. Burks is going to have to take on a whole lot more usage, just everything from the scoring to the assists. He's also actually been a pretty good steals guy this year. So his price is up there, but without all these other guys, for the Warriors, I think that he's very much in play. And you can definitely play both Burks and Bogdanovic because of the position. And then next is going to be Chris Middleton, 5.7K. This is going to depend on his minutes limit. We don't know where he's going to be at, if he's going to start or not. But Sterling Brown has been rolled out, so that could definitely help. But again, Knicks, it could be a blowout, so you don't know. But if Middleton could play like 30 minutes, if that's his limit, and if he reaches, like 25 minutes even, I think he definitely pay off that price tag, 5,700. It's already a discount. The minutes limit is going to be factored in already in the price tag, so I think he definitely makes for a nice tournament play because nobody's going to want to play somebody who is limited. Next is going to be Alan Crabb. If Cam Reddish is out, he's pretty shooting dependent, 3.7K, but the Warriors are not a good defense, and this game should be pretty high scoring. Both teams don't play defense, so if Reddish is out, I think Crabb could definitely pick up on this another start, but his minutes are limited because he just returned from injury. And then next, Damian Dotson. He's a guy that just randomly gets some minutes, and he's a very capable shooter. 3.4K against the Bucks, and we know the Bucks are a defense that likes to give up 3-pointers, so there's definitely a lot of threes that can be taken by these Knicks, and Dotson's one of their best shooters along with Wayne Ellington, but Dotson's minutes are just a bit safer, and Dotson does have some good rebounding games. Obviously, his averages are not going to be good because he rarely plays a lot of minutes, but if the opportunity is there without like Ntilikina, Marcus Morris, there's definitely some minutes, some shots to go around for Damian Dotson. Next, small forward, Kelly Oubre, 7K. This is a nice matchup. His price is up there now, but Kelly Oubre is a guy that could be needed to play heavy minutes because Cam Johnson and McCall Bridges is currently listed as questionable, or are currently listed as questionable. So Oubre, and along with just all these other Suns guys, could just be forced to play a whole lot more minutes. And the matchup is very nice against the Hornets. Oubre has definitely 40-50 point upside, and his price is up to 7K now, so it definitely could turn away a lot of people from playing him, but I still like the upside here for Oubre. And then if Marcus Morris were to be out, Kevin Knox, his minutes are not safe, but if he were to start, there's definitely at least some consideration for Knox because he's so cheap at 3.5K, but obviously he's not a big usage kind of guy. And then Trevor Ariza at the minimum 3K. He should be returning for this game, but we don't know what his minutes are going to look like. He's not a guy that is going to have a whole lot of usage, but he's a guy that can score the ball, shoot threes, rebound, and get some steals. So if he's going to be able to play like 20 minutes at the bare minimum, I think he's at least in play. Definitely has a very low floor, and we don't know how many minutes he's going to get because Justin James has been playing some of those minutes, but with some of these injuries still at the Kings, definitely Ariza could play some minutes. Just we don't know how many minutes he's going to play, and he's pretty much going to be reliant on his threes and his rebounding. Next to the power forward, Giannis at the top 12K. I think that if you can get to him, there's definitely value to fit him in. I think you definitely need some exposure to Giannis just because of how great his floor and his ceilings are. So 12K, the price is up there, but on a short slate, I think you need some exposure to Giannis. He's always going to be a good play, regardless of matchup, but I think I prefer Trae Young if I were to make one lineup, but Giannis 12K, definitely you can fit them both even, so with the value that we should have, I think you try to get one lineup where you just go starting scrubs. Next, Sabonis 8K against Memphis. Jaren Jackson is a talented young player, but he gets into a lot of foul trouble, and Memphis had a lot of guys that were hurt. Valanciunas was out. Brandon Clark left the game early. He's been dealing with a hip injury, so Sabonis could be able to eat in this matchup along with Miles Turner because Memphis is just going to be pretty thin, undersized in the paint. So I like this matchup for the Pacers, Sabonis in particular. And then other power forwards, Jaren Jackson, 6.2K. If all these other guys are going to be out, Clark, Valanciunas, then Jaren Jackson has to pick up a lot of minutes, obviously, as long as he's out of foul trouble. But if he does stay out of it, he should be able to get over 30 plus in minutes. And he's a guy that definitely is very capable of producing like 40 DraftKings points at his price. Next, going to be Eric Pascal, 5.6K without Draymond. Against the Hawks, this is a very nice matchup. Pascal, he has shown us a very nice ceiling. So in a very nice matchup, maybe he starts as small forward or power forward, but Jabari Parker could be guarding him. But regardless, the Hawks just have an overall horrible team defense. So Pascal should be able to see some pretty heavy minutes, and this game should stay close. So I like Pascal along with these other Warriors values. And then all the way down, Bruno Caboclo. If Brandon Clark and Valanciunas were to remain out, he played really well. He's a pretty rebound dependent kind of guy, but he's the bare minimum 3K. I think I would prefer Caboclo over Trevor Ariza if all those guys on the Grizzlies were to miss. He's not that great of a shooter, but he took 14 shots, so that's very nice to see. The matchup is not the same, and it is a back-to-back, so we definitely do not expect the same thing to happen, but I think at 3K, if he is able to pick up into the 20s in minutes, he's definitely a nice cash play at least. And then on the center, Rudy Gobert, 7.4K against Embiid. He should play heavy minutes as long as he's out of foul trouble to guard Embiid. So probably 35 minutes at least. And this game should be able to stay close. It is a back-to-back, but Gobert at 7.4K, the price just seems too cheap. And he's still a very good player. Embiid's going to be a tough matchup for anybody, but Gobert's a very talented defender. He's not a guy that gets into a whole lot of foul trouble, and he's a guy that usually is pretty much a lock for double-doubles. And also, when you're taking the ball down in the paint, like Embiid does, and Simmons driving in, there's definitely a lot more shot blocking opportunities. So I think Gobert 7.4K should be pretty low because people are going to be scared about the matchup against Embiid. He makes for a nice tournament play because his price is down. And then same with Sabonis. Miles Turner, 5.7K against Memphis. If they're undersized, Turner, his price is down now. He hasn't been playing that well recently, but he's also just returned from injury. And he should be able to play his usual minutes. And he's a very talented shot blocker. So in what should be a nice matchup, if Valanciunas were to miss, I think that he's definitely worth a play. And then Aaron Baines, 5.4K. He's going to be limited, but if that limit means 25 minutes, he's still definitely worth a shot because he's pretty nice in terms of fantasy production. So I really like Baines 5.4k against the Hornets. This is a very nice matchup against Biombo or Zeller, whoever starts. So I like Baines here, even limited. And then probably the chalk play is going to be Robin Lopez with Brook Lopez. Listed as doubtful, 4.4k. He played really well last game. I definitely do not expect him to shoot that well, from threes especially, but he's a guy that definitely can block shots. He's pretty much developed his game into like Brooks. He can stretch the floor, but with him starting playing into the 20s and minutes, even a blowout, he was able to get 33. Sure, his price tag is up, but still at this price, 4,400, I think he's definitely still worth a play and going to be probably a very popular play. So overall on this slate, I think that my favorite play is going to be Bogdan Bogdanovic. I'm probably going to play Alec Burks at shooting guard if I were to make one lineup and play Bogdan at small forward. And then you're going to have Robin Lopez as probably the chalk, so 4.4k. And then the Grizzlies and the Knicks are probably going to be chalk as well. Like if Ntilikina were to miss, then it's going to be dangerous playing a chalk Dennis Smith, but he's only 3,200, so he really can't hurt you at that point. Unless, he gets in a foul trouble, he doesn't return, but definitely that's probably not going to happen. But who knows, it's Fizdale. And then there's other value guys like Caboclo and all of that. The Grizzlies like DeAnthony Melton. But if you're going to be paying up, because you definitely can, I'm going to probably try to pick Trae Young here, 10.5k, just because this game definitely could stay close, and there's definitely appeal on both sides of the ball. So these 5 guys are going to be my favorite plays as of now on the night before looking on this Monday slate. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Also subscribe to the channel. I will be making more videos throughout the NBA season. So thank you guys for watching. Once again, you can find my Twitter in the description at Bobfuls. You can DM me on there or at me. I will always be happy to answer your guys' questions. And also, if you don't have a Twitter, you can definitely just comment down below in the comments, and I'll get back to you on YouTube. So thank you guys again, and I'll see you next video. Bye.